So we have the two different syringe sizes. We have 10 milliliters and then 20. We're going to do the demonstration with 20 milliliters. So you pick the proper attachments. This one's for the 20. So you just snap that on. And then you're going to go here to your parameter screen. We can select the syringe size of 20, and then everything else we're going to keep default for right now. So when we confirm parameters, this is when we try to load our syringe. Here, I need to jog it a little bit forward to get in place and then stop. And now you can load the syringe. Put the attachment, and then we're just gonna inject the fluid into a cup. So you confirm the syringe is mounted, you tell it how much fluid you have in it, and then it'll prime. This priming process is gonna move it forward so it hits the 20 milliliter mark here, and then it gets a baseline reading of the frictional forces. So now we can start the actual injection process. So before the injections, we have to aspirate. Jarvis, aspirate. So it'll pull back a little bit. Here you can't really see anything because it's not hooked into anything, but it will move back for a set amount of time. Now we can start the injections. Jarvis, inject 2. So here it's moving forward 2 milliliters, and you can see on this notch that it's now at 19 because we aspirated 1 back. So then just to do a longer injection, we can inject 5 milliliters. Jarvis, inject 5. Here our pressure readings are pretty stable because it's there's no back pressure, but this is a live pressure reading. And you can also see the live injections happening here. And then now we're at 7 milliliters injected. Yeah, so let's say we finish the procedure. We're done, that's all I wanted to do. You would end procedure. You remove the syringe first. Now that the syringe is removed, you press the syringe remove button, and it's going to move back and home. Now as the carriage approaches the back, it's going to hit one of these limit switches. And then once it does, it'll immediately stop and then start moving back towards the center so it's easier to reload. So let's say we have to do more injections now. You can go back and just basically repeat the process. Okay, so the other tabs here, we have functionality for different microphones. You can either use the built-in microphone or you can connect to Bluetooth. Here we have our thresholds for the voice sensitivity. Right now, these are the default settings. So the wake word will have it's better to have a higher threshold than a lower threshold so it doesn't have any false positives and accidentally pick up background noise and think you're setting a command in. But if the situation calls for it and it's a noisier environment, sometimes you can lower the sensitivity to get a more responsive wake word. Same thing with the command threshold. This threshold should work pretty well on default, but again, you can adjust it based on your environment and practice. We have the testing screen where you can test out how responsive the voice recognition is if you need to practice in like a noisier environment. Here you can see Jarvis, stop, and it'll count up your commands. And here's a help screen, basically just a little user manual to go over all the commands. So now we're going to demonstrate the procedure with the 10 milliliter syringe. It's almost the same setup. You just have to find the specific backing for the 10 milliliter syringe. It should have this little flap here. You line that up with this back and snap it in the same way. You should hear a click. And then the difference here is that this one also comes with an extra attachment. So here we select syringe size 10 milliliters. It's already selected. And you go to confirm parameters. You can slide this in, and then you see that this is misaligned right now. I need to move the carriage back a little bit. And then it should fall into place. We hit stop, and then it inserts just like that.